day everyone. My name is Denver A. Manalo from NJ2B2 and I am here to discuss to you the network linking devices and wired and wireless communication media. So first is the network linking devices. Network linking devices are often linked together with LANs to MANs and MANs to WANs. So the example of these linking devices are the bridges, switches, routers, and gateways. So later on, I will discuss to you this example. The first example is the switches. Switches is a device that connects the computer to a network. It is a full duplex device, meaning that data transmitted back and forth at the same time that improves the performance of the network. And switches is also capable of inspecting packet as they are received, determining the source and the destination device of each packet and forwarding them appropriately. And switches is also conserves network bandwidth. And the second one is the bridges. Bridges is an interface used to connect same type of networks or two segments at the same time, the local area network or LAN, such that use the same protocol such as the Ethernet or token ring. So bridges is single connection port, and in bridging networks, computer or node address have no specific relationship to location, and sometimes combined with other routers in a product called the router. The next one is the gateways. The gateways is an interface permitting communications between the similar networks. For instance, between the LAN and one, or between two LANs based on the different network operating system or different layouts. And with gateways, it can be a software, hardware, or the combination of both. So the next one is the routers. Routers is a physical device that join multiple wired or wireless network. It has a specific software and hardware designed for routing and forwarding of information. Routers provide connectivity, a function that you may be most familiar with your own home, your wireless network setup. And routers, of course, used by larger systems, including your internet service provider. And lastly is the backbone. Backbone consists the main highway, including the gateways, routers, and other communication equipment that connects all computer networks in an organization. The next is I'll explain to you the wired communication media and the basic types of wired communication media: the twisted pair wire, the coaxial cable, and the fiber optic cable. So wired communication media is the means of interchanging or transmitting and receiving information, and carry signals over a communication path, and the route between the two or more communication media devices. First type is the twisted pair wire that consists of two standard insulated copper wire twisted around each other. And twisted pair is a relative slow that carrying data at the rate of 1 to 128 megabits per second, or normally it's 56 kilobits per second. So example, the telephone line that runs from the house to the pole outside or underground is probably the twisted pair wire. So there are two types of twisted pair wire: the UTP cable, the UTP, and the STP cable. So the first type is the UTP, or the unshielded twisted pair cable. is the most popular network media, and it has special coating that shrinks in a high fire temperatures, eliminating toxic fumes emissions. And UTP cable has a disadvantage, and it is the lack lack of insulation, which makes the cable susceptible to electrical interference. The second one is the STP, and STP, or the shielded twisted pair cable. So STP is a twisted STP is a twisted plastic coated and sheet wrap wire. So it has an aluminum or polyester shielding surrounding individual wires, and shielding allows the STP to reduce or eliminate the interference. So the second type of wired communication media is the coaxial cable, or commonly called the coax. So coax is the high frequency transmission cable that consists insulated copper wire, and it is widely used for cable televisions and cable internet connections. And the last type of wired communication media is the fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cable consists of dozens or hundreds of thin strands of grass, and it is lighter and more flexible than twisted pair wire and coaxial cable. And the advantage of the fiber optic cable is cannot easily be wire trapped. So transmissions are more secure. So fiber optic cable is it is extremely powerful and efficient, but it's quite expensive. So the next is I will explain to you the wireless communication media. Wireless communication media is the term wireless that describes the telecommunications in which electromagnetic waves carry a signal over part of all the communication path. So wireless communication media have 5 types. So these are the infrared transmission, broadcast radio, cellular radio, microwave radio, and lastly is the communication satellite. So the first type is the infrared transmission. Infrared transmission is it sends data signals using the infrared light waves at a frequency low to 1 to 16 megabits per second, and for the human to receive and interpret. The second type is the broadcast radio. Broadcast radio that sends data over long distance up to 2 megabits per second between the regions, states, or countries. Next one is the cellular radio. Actually, the cellular radio is also a form of broadcast radio, and it is widely used for cellular phones and wireless modem using high frequency radio waves to transmit voice and digital messages. So the next one is the microwave radio. It is transmit voice and data up to at 45 megabits per second through atmosphere as a super high frequency radio waves called the microwaves. And the microwave radio has microwave standard used for communicating data, and this is the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is one short range that microwave standard used for communicating data. So the last is the communication satellites. Communication satellites are microwave relay station in orbit ground of the Earth. So for example, the uplinking. The uplinking is the transmitting signals from the ground stations to the satellite, and the downlinking is the reverse of the uplinking. The downlinking is transmit signals from satellite to the ground station. So the next is I will explain to you the satellite system that may occupy in one of the three zones in space. So these are the GEO, the MEO, and the LEO. So the first is the GEO, also or the called the geostationary Earth orbit. GEO is 22,300 miles and up in the is always directly above the equator. So next is the MEO, or the medium Earth orbit, and MEO is 5,000 to 10,000 miles, and it requires more satellites for global coverage than just GEO. So lastly is the LEO, the low Earth orbit. So it is 200 to 1,000 up, and has no signal delay. So maybe smaller and the LEO is maybe smaller and much cheaper to launch. So that is the end, and I hope you understand what I discussed to you, and that's all. Keep safe. Thank you.